Hey there everybody, it's Lance with Love to Hate, back again with another video, and this is going to be the first in a series of videos of some games that I played while at BGG Con 2022 in Dallas, Texas this past weekend. Something that I did last year at the last BGG Con, made some videos of some games that I played and my quick gamer thoughts on them, and I'm going to do it again this year. So in this video I have for you Turing Machine. This comes from Fabian Gradel and Johan Levet, and Scorpion Masqué is the publisher for this one. It is for 1 to 4 players. Takes about 20 minutes to do one of the missions, the puzzles, and it is for ages 14 and up. So this is a game that is a deduction game, and the theme behind it is that you are trying to solve this puzzle. And the answer for all of the puzzles in this game are going to be a 3-digit code, and the numbers range from 1 to 5. So each digit in the code will be a number between 1 and 5. And you are trying to figure this out faster than the other players, or at least you are in the competitive mode. You can play this game cooperatively, but you can also play it solo as well. And how this game works, it's a little difficult to explain. You can see some of this on the table here. You have a number of different cards that are going to have equations on them, and you're going to come up with a solution. So for instance, I might say 1, 2, 3. That's the possible answer that I think the code could be. And I run my solution on each of these different equations using the number cards that are in the stand there that you can see us pulling out of. So I would pull a 1 card for the first digit, a 2 card for the middle digit, and a 3 card for the third digit. And I would combine those cards together and run them underneath one of the equation cards. And what this is going to do, each of the number cards have holes punched into them in different patterns. And when you line them all up and you put them under one of the equation cards, it's going to give you an answer, either a yes or a no. And what it's telling you is does your answer pass the test for what that equation is trying to equate? So for instance, an example might be that the first number is the smallest out of the 3 numbers. And so in my answer, 1, 2, 3, the first number being 1, that would tell me whether 1 is the smallest answer, the first number, if it's the smallest answer. And so if indeed it was, it would come back and tell me, yes, it is, because I put a 1 there. But if my answer had been 5, 2, 3, for instance, then it would tell me, no, that's incorrect, because 5 is higher than any of the other numbers. And so I gain some information by doing this. It helps me understand which numbers I can cross off and which numbers I need to keep in play. And anyhow, you get to run your 3-digit guess on 3 out of the clues that are there for you, 3 out of the equations that are available to you each round. And you want to be judicious about using all 3 of those or not, because ultimately who wins this game is not only the player who figures it out the quickest, but in the event that 2 people or more figure out the correct answer at the same time, then it goes off of, well, who asked fewer questions? And that's the tiebreaker in this game. So you want to limit how many questions you're asking through with these cards. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little confusing, and it is, getting into my thoughts on this game, it is a little confusing, quite honestly, because as you explain it to other people, as you teach this game, you're going to find out that there's going to be lots of people who just can't wrap their minds around what it is you're trying to convey to them as far as how you play this game. It's not something that's intuitive. It's not something that is quickly picked up on, and in fact, a lot of people may never pick up on it. I experienced that there was one person at the table here that you can see us playing. This is a 4-player game. There was one person who really just did not get it. He did not understand what was happening, and even at the end, we all wanted to guess at the same time. His guess was wrong, while the 3 of us, our guesses were right. And so, yeah, you're just going to run into that with this game. Now, for those people who do understand it and are able to wrap their minds around it, chances are they're probably going to really like this game. That was my experience. I really enjoyed this game because it truly does feel like a puzzle solving deduction experience. And it really requires a lot of brain power to narrow in on this before your opponents do. I found it to be compelling. I found it to be addicting even, because as soon as I was done with one, I wanted to try out the next one to see if I could get it in even fewer guesses. And I would love to find out, and I'm sure there's a way you can do this. It's not included in the game, but I would love to find out what is the fewest number of guesses that a person could guess with their codes in order to solve this particular puzzle. I'm sure there's a way you can figure that out, as the clues do come, the solutions are provided to you. The rule book provides 20 specific problems for you to work through, and there is a website that you can use to get additional solutions that you can work on, and you can have an infinite number of solutions to work on. So there's no limited playthroughs with this game, but you can only do each solution once. So that is something you have to keep in mind. But anyhow, ultimately, what I feel about this game is that it is going to be one that, when it works, people are really going to enjoy it. The problem is, not everybody's going to enjoy it, and those that don't enjoy it will probably absolutely hate this game. And it was my experience in talking about this game with other people at BGG Con that some really enjoyed it and some absolutely hated it. One person said, "It's like a Mensa exam. I hated it." Whereas other people absolutely loved it. So I think this is going to be a game that's going to be hit or miss. You're just going to have to try it out with your gaming crowd to see what they think of it. And chances are you're going to find some that really like it, and you're going to find some that really don't. As for me, I absolutely love this game. I'm going to give it an 8.1. It's been one of the better games that I've experienced this year. It's quick. It's 20 minutes. It's something that you really burn your brain over, and you feel the anxiety, the rush of trying to narrow in on the correct answer as fast as possible with as few guesses as possible. And sometimes you have to take a risk, and you have to say, you know what, I think I know it, when maybe you don't know it and you've narrowed it down to a set of numbers, and you're not 100% sure. So you sometimes just have to guess to hopefully get your answer in before someone else. I really like this game, guys. 8.1. It's something that I would recommend trying out. I think it can work with non-gamers because it's not the typical board game. It is something that's quite different than most board games, and you can play it cooperatively as well. So 8.1, that's my thoughts on this game. It is Turing Machine. It's from Scorpion Masqué. Go check it out. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all of our great new videos. I'm Lance, and this has been Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.